Jennifer and Brianne, Maxwell's moms, and we're here with another little bite for you guys because Maxwell can't review crunchy
peanut butter filled cereal bites, which may be cookies masquerading as cereal if you followed me down this cereal conspiracy rabbit hole.
Brianne is convinced that there are some cereals we are trying this month, both on the regular full-length show and on 2 of these little bites that are not actually cereal, she believes.
They're cookies.
They are cookies.
They're not cereal that's made to be like cookies. I think they're just cookies.
Cookies that are being sold in a cereal box. Now, because first, hint number 1. This cereal comes in these 2 double bags that remind us very much of the bags that cookies are stored in. And then, of course, it's all about the flavor, you guys. So because this one does have real peanuts, real peanut butter in it, Maxwell cannot review this. This box was actually $3.93. There are 9 servings in the box. So that means each serving is about 44 cents. I actually misspoke in a little bite earlier. I said that the little box only cost $2.93, but it's actually $3.93. 44 cents a serving. But so that's a little bit high because depending on where you shop.
A little bit. It sounds like a pretty good price for cookies, though. I would argue. I found something really interesting when I was looking at the ingredients. The number 1 ingredient of this cereal is peanuts. Because there is
more
so
than
much
any grain.
There is so much filling.
There's more peanut butter than cookie.
In these, it's more peanut than it is anything else, which I found really interesting. Yep, peanut and then wheat flour is the second ingredient.
Okay. Oh my, that's very peanut flavor. Okay. It tastes like
the whole thing is full. It's completely filled.
We like to compare these to the other filled cereal that's on the market right now that has similar flavors, and that one is called Crave with a K. Krave. Those are not all filled up. These are filled solid. There's a lot of air in the Crave. These are very dense. And now Brianne and I are going to split a serving.
And one thing that I will say right off the bat, since I did cheat a little bit and I just tried one kind of as a snacker rather than a spooner, is that these ones are not as hard as the other ones. Now, Crave, that cereal, it's very airy. The texture is kind of strange because it's like, it has all of these like pockets of air inside. So you bite into it and it has a crunch if you don't have milk on it. But then there's all this air, and then the filling is this little tiny bit of filling, which I think is plenty, actually. It gives good flavor. These cereals that are the great value filled cereal bites, they have all been very dense. The cookie itself is kind of a hard cookie. I think so far they have tasted very similar to like a fortune cookie, that kind of like a vanilla-y kind of a cookie flavor. I think the texture and the cookie itself reminds me exactly of those like long tube-shaped cookies that you can get that come in like a big can. I see them especially around the holidays, but I do think they sell them all year round. These ones are a little bit different because this is filled with peanut butter instead of being filled with like an icing. The previous 2 cereals had more of an icing for the inside. One of them was like a cinnamon spice, and then the last one, what was the flavor we just tried?
Hazelnut and cocoa.
Yeah, so kind of like a Nutella, which still, I know there's a nut butter in there, but Nutella is a little bit closer to an icing than I think it is to like peanut butter, and this seems like it's just straight up peanut butter inside of these. What that does add is it makes the cookie overall not as sweet, which I think is a plus because it brings it kind of away from the cookie. And something about them, these ones are not as hard as the other ones that have a blonde outside. This has kind of like a chocolate looking outside.
And yet, even though cocoa is far down on the ingredients, so that means there's not a lot of cocoa. I can't taste the chocolate, but I have said that the other flavors, the filled cinnamon and the filled hazelnut cocoa, the outside, the cookie part, tasted like a fortune cookie. These do not to me, but they also don't taste like chocolate. The peanut butter is salty. It's almost, I can't believe I'm going to say this, you guys. It might be one of the first cereals I'm going to say this about. This cereal, if we want to call it a cereal, is almost savory.
Mm-hmm.
It almost has like a earthy flavor, you guys, instead of a sweet flavor.
Because of the peanut butter, it really brings it into that kind of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sweetness to the overall cereal, but saltiness too. Yeah, it definitely. If you are a peanut butter fan, I think you're gonna love this.
Love these
because this is like the number one taste. The number one ingredient is peanut butter.
Roasted
and you can taste
peanut butter, it tastes like,
and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. All right, well,
with milk, I don't really taste the chocolate either.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys, let's see our fan mail here. Okay, so this is to the whole team from Liam O. Hi, Liam.
Hi.
And Liam messaged us from the mailbox on the website. You guys can message us from the mailbox on our website. Go to seriouslycereal.org and tap or click the mailbox button. It'll take you right to where you can send us a message. You don't have to sign in or sign up or use your name or your email or your phone number or anything like that.
No, but we love hearing from you.
Oh, we really do, you guys. Okay. The message is from Liam. My little brother watches Seriously Cereal on Saturdays. That's our full-length episodes. Wonderful. A couple of times this summer, I was babysitting him, and I saw you interview authors. Some of them sounded interesting. Where can someone get their books? I know the books are not for kids. That's right. You're absolutely right, Liam. We interviewed a bunch of artisans this summer. Artists, painters, dancers, authors in different genres, actors, filmmakers.
And Jennifer and I were two of those
actually,
artists.
that's true. That's right. That's right. Musicians. That's what we call artisans, people who work in the arts. Now, all of the books by those artisans or albums or films can all be found at the Blue Forge website. Blue Forge is the company that makes Seriously Cereal. So someone would just go to blueforgegroup.org. And from there, you can explore the films that we do, the books that we do, the games that we do, the music that we do. It's all that. We didn't show the books too much, Liam, and we didn't link to the books for exactly the reason you mentioned, because none of the books are for kiddos. Now, mind you, I write some books for kids, but that's not what Maxwell was talking to me about.
No.
So we wanted to try to keep everything as fair as possible, and we didn't want anyone to get confused. But yes, I'm really glad that you got to see those summer episodes. We try to do something a little bit different every summer. Brianne?
This one was so different. It was very surprising, actually.
Thank you, Leo.
I still think that I would argue that it's more cookie than it is cereal. However, the way that this one in particular is formatted and that it's full of peanut butter, it seems like a fantastic hiking snack. That's the first place my mind goes. Now, as a spooner and as a cereal, I don't know that I could give it a very big score. So I think I'm going to have to stick with like a 3 for this one, I think.
Yeah.
3 spoons. But I'm just going to add that if I were rating as a snacker and I was rating as like a hiking snack, I'd rate it super high.
Yeah, I agree for that very reason. I love the fact that it's actually salty. I love the fact that it's not quite as hard.
That's really nice.
I love the roasted, salty peanut butter flavor. There are only 12 grams of added sugar per serving. So for a kiddo, that's as much added sugar as you're supposed to have in one day. For a grown-up, you could have 2 full servings of this, and you would be still within the range that is okay for most grown-ups to eat in a day. But I think with that protein, it's got good fuel from the calories and the protein and the fat. Yeah, I think as a snacker, I would give it a 5. All right, you guys. That's it for this little bite. Bye.
Bye. Start your day with silly and safe. Start your day with sassy and sage. Sincerely, simply, seriously cereal.
Everyone is welcome here.